Okay, we're back. Our computer froze up, so we had to stop the stream there. But we are back underway. We have completed 2 qualifying laps. On track now is Lothair Irvine, who is a rookie and should have the yellow stripes, but I apparently forgot to add them. I'm not sure if this is gonna make, I think it's gonna make 2 different videos, but so I'll just have to put part 1 and part 2. Lothair completes lap 1 and now undergoing lap number 2, the lap that matters. He is not locked into the 500, so he must race his way in. Lothair off of turn number 4 to complete his time lap. .616, so that's going to put him on top.
Drivers, to your cars.
Ageli, another rookie, is on track now, not planning to run the full cup schedule, so he will run the full truck schedule. And on track, obviously must race your way into the 500. A brand new team, IBEM Incorporated. I do need to set my auto refresher on. I forgot to do that since I had to restart the computer. Ageli on her second lap. So again, this is in order from practice speeds, so don't expect to have our pole sitter as one of the first couple cars going. In fact, that would be quite amazing if that happened, but very, very unlikely. Ageli coming off of turn 4 to complete her lap. 50.598, so that's going to put her on top. next on track in the 36 had a spin in the first practice we saw yesterday. Just a bit of a rookie mistake. He is planning on running the full schedule with Harris Family Racing, which also is a new team. They will also have brother and sister both going full-time in the National Series. By the way, tomorrow we've got truck practice, and the next day we've got national practice and truck qualifying. And then Wednesday we've got Cup final practice and national qualifying. So next 3 days will just be all practices and qualifyings, and then we've got a bunch of races from Thursday to Sunday, including the big Daytona 500. So this should be a fun week. Of course, it'll start off a little slow, a little boring with just a bunch of practice and qualifyings, but the races will be here soon. We had a race last night. Congrats again to Simeon for winning that one, holding off 7 Toyotas. There are 7 Toyotas who entered the race. They all finished in the top 8. But of course, the one position I was missing was number 1, which was won by a Ford. Simeon able to stay in front of those Toyotas. And that's quite an impressive story. But meanwhile, we have Rue on his second flying lap. Rue crosses the line, 50.031. And that makes him the fastest of everyone by half a second. So a good qualifying lap for him.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Sant'Anastasio next on track. One of 4 Monster Energy Racing drivers. That is the team name, not a series name. All 4 of them must race their way in. Sant'Anastasio, then we'll have Flynn and Sharp soon. And Krebs makes up the 4th driver. Sant'Anastasio completes lap 1. Must race your way into the 500. I don't know why it's updating now. Okay, never mind. I was just going to say, I don't know why this isn't updating, and right as I said that, it updated the standings. Oh, I also need to fix the numbers there, don't I? The position numbers. We'll go ahead and do that. completes her second lap, 50.46. That's going to put her in second place.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
On track next is Hudson in the 93. One of 3 Combs Ridenauer racing cars in this field. All 3 of them must race their way into the 500. Hudson, Ridenauer, and Combs. We'll see both of them shortly. Hudson has been in the series since the start, I believe. Has never won a race yet. Actually, I take that back. He has won a race back in Season 2, but hasn't won any ever since then. Coming through 3 and 4 to complete his fast lap. 50.031 is the time to beat. .539. That's going to put him in second place. No, correction, third place.
Drivers, to your cars.
Next on track is Flynn in the 22. Has won Talladega a couple of times, back when he was with Turner Motorsports. But now down to Monster Energy Racing. Remember, all four of them must race their way in. Flynn is the second of the four to go. And Sharp is up next, another Monster Energy Racing driver. Flynn comes to complete lap 1 and to begin his fast lap. Off turn 4, Flynn will cross the line. 49.65. And that's going to put him on top by quite a lot.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Sharp on track next, the third Monster Energy Racing driver. Sponsored by Roblox, which has been his sponsor for quite a couple of seasons now. Sharp has one, maybe two Talladega wins, I don't remember. I know he has at least one though, which happened a long time ago. Talladega is where he got his first career win. hasn't won a race since Bristol back in Season 7, as he begins his second lap. Currently his teammate is on top. He has to be at 49.65 to put himself on top. Completing his final lap. Let's see where this puts him. 49.739. He's the second driver to exceed 50 seconds, but not enough to pass Flynn. That puts him in second.
Drivers, to your car. Drivers, to your car. Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your car. Drivers, to your cars.
Excuse the spamming of that sound. We have Washabog on track now, who has attempted to make the last several Daytona 500s, but is still yet to do so. We'll see if this will be the one. A good qualifying lap would be a great start for him. Second speed racing car. This car will not run full time. He will run a partial National Series schedule. So not planning to run full time in any series. But speed racing has expanded to the National Series as well, and he will run about half of the races in that series, as well as Daytona. So, hoping to do double duty, doing the M&M's 300 and the Daytona 500. That'll be a total of 800 miles if he can race his way in. Completes his first lap, and now on his second lap. Speed racing, both of those cars sponsored by Cars 3. Obviously that's a Cars color. And we've got the Lightning McQueen number 95 of Chun, who we will see qualify later. Off of turn 4, we'll see where this puts him. .075. That's going to put him in 4th place.
Drivers, to your cars.
On track now is Krebs in the 53, and our final Monster Energy Racing driver. This car is sponsored by Monster Energy. Currently has two teammates, first and second, and Sant'Anastasio is fifth. We'll see where Krebs ranks compared to them, and of course everyone else. Krebs crossed the start-finish line. He completed his first lap and now going with his second lap. Krebs through 3 and 4. 49.65, the time to beat. 50.137. So that's going to put him in 5th place. Right in front of Sant'Anastasio.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
We've got Ridenauer on track next in the number 92. The second of 3 Combs Ridenauer racing cars. Him and Hudson will run the full schedule. Combs will only enter the Daytona 500 as he did last season. And now Ridenauer has been in the series all 12 seasons, and so this will be his 13th, and he is still yet to win a race. Came pretty close in the season 4 Daytona 500. That was about his best shot at getting a win. But running the full schedule, he's got a lot more chances as he completes his first lap, and now going second lap. I know I say that every time and gets repetitive, but that's really all I can say. We'll see where this puts Ridenauer. 49.756. That's going to put him in 3rd place. Good lap for him. Beats the 50-second mark. And hopefully we plan to see a lot more cars do that here soon.
Drivers, to your cars.
We'll see the number 90 of Combs on track next. Course racing only to Daytona 500. Sponsored by Cheerios, and 3rd and final Combs Ridenauer racing car to post qualifying time. Combs going through the gears down the back straightaway on his first lap. And remember, he's just getting up to speed. As he crosses the start finish line is when he just starts going, so first lap will never mean anything. Coming to begin his second lap. Here he comes across the line, 49.65 time to beat, and he does beat it. 49.512, that's going to put Combs on the top of the board.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
On track next is car number 0 of Arroyo. And maybe an unfamiliar name to you if you've been watching the series a lot, but he is not a rookie. He raced a couple of the first seasons, and he's back. He's planning on running the full truck schedule and maybe a couple of cup races. So this will be we had 13 non-locked in cars in a row. This is going to be the last one until then we'll have a couple of cars who are locked in, and from there we'll just have a couple drivers who must race their way in here and there. Here he comes through 3 and 4 to complete lap 2. We'll see where this puts him. 50.249, which is going to put him in position number 8.
Drivers, to your cars.
Matthew in the 42 is on track next. The biggest change for him is a new manufacturer. He's been running Chevy for the past several seasons with this team, and now they have switched to Toyota. Him and Benjamin make up a 2-car team of Coca-Cola Racing. Matthew has been in the series since season 7, still yet to find a win. Going to complete lap 1 and go for lap number 2. Combs currently has the fastest lap of 49.512. We'll see if Matthew can top that. Coming across the line. 49.171. And that's going to put Matthew on the pole. As of now, that is.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Cooper on track in the 61, formerly Wood Brothers Racing, now Google Racing. we saw Cooper get a win last season. Excuse me. Cooper got a win last season at Talladega. And that put him into the clash last night, and he did pretty good. Was running towards the front a lot of the time until it got messed up by a lapped car. Made him fall back and ended up 9th or something like that. But still an impressive race for him, and we'll see how he performs here in qualifying. He's been in the series for quite a while. He joined in season 2 or 3, I'm not sure, but he did leave the series. He did end up leaving the series and then coming back a couple seasons later. So he is locked into the 500. Matthew was as well. And by the way, it looks like the standings refreshed before I sorted it. So currently shows Matthew on the bottom, but he's of course on top. So we'll see, can Cooper beat 49.171? 49.75, not quite, and that's going to put him in 5th place.
Drivers, to your cars.
Simon on track next. He is a Rookie of the Year contender, driving full-time for Eskimo Motorsports, which is a new team. And no, this is not a Turner. This is not a Turner Motorsports car, despite the car number. This paint scheme, along with his teammate 46 of Simpson, both of those drivers and both of those paint schemes were entered by a friend of mine who also runs his own fantasy season. So a lot of unknowns about this team. We have no idea how good or how bad they are. So we'll just have to find out. And we'll get a little preview here, see how he runs compared to the rest of the field in this qualifying lap. And this will be first career start for both Simon and Simpson. None of them with any experience in this series. Simon off of turn number 4 to complete his fast lap. .392 second for Simon.
Drivers, to your cars.
Otto Manelli on track next. Driving what was the paint scheme of the 98 last season. Season 7 champion. Has never won at a restrictor plate. Turner Motorsports will field 2 cars for the Daytona 500, but this number 14 is expected to be the only car running the rest of the season. Otto Manelli through 3 and 4. .639. That's going to put him in 3rd place.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
On track next is Chun in the 95, who must race his way into the 500. He is not locked in. He's a 2nd speed racing car. And this is the only speed racing car that will run the full schedule. Number 86 expected to only race the Daytona 500. But of course we could see him still. A couple other races we don't know yet. Of course the Rusty's Cars 3 car. Sponsoring the movie. Raced that paint scheme last season and So we'll see how Lightning McQueen does coming through 3 and 4. And he will begin his second lap this time by. Coming down off in turn number 4. .955. That's going to make him the slowest out of everyone so far. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
On track next is going to be the number 8 of Donato. His team, Donato Bray Racing, last season was a 2-car team. This season they're expanding to 3 full-time cars, plus they're adding a 4th car to the Daytona 500. And that will be Bywater in the 15, and Costanza in the number 30, who did really good in practice yesterday. Completing his first lap. Donato was a rookie a couple seasons ago. This is, I believe, his 3rd, maybe 4th. I'm pretty sure it's his 3rd Daytona 500. Actually, he may have attempted to make the Daytona 500 before he came full time, but I don't remember if he made it or not. But anyways, Donato coming through 3 and 4. Matthew's still on top. We'll see if he can beat his lap time. .904. Nope, that's going to put him in 9th place.
Drivers, to your cars.
On track next is Hoffman in the 98, planning on only racing the Daytona 500. We could see him a couple more times, but he is running the full National Series schedule for Young Life Racing. He has joined Turner Motorsports just for this race. This is, as of now, the only time car number 98 is expected to run this season. So we'll see him in Tuesday's National Series practice, as the team Young Life Racing has moved from the Cup Series over to the National Series. We'll see how that change works out for them. Completes his first lap and now going for his second lap. His teammate Otto Manelli currently in fourth with a 49.639. And Hoffman has raced full-time for this team before moving over to Young Life Racing. They've decided to bring him back for the Daytona 500. And of course he gladly took that opportunity. .208, and that's going to put Hoffman in second place, currently putting him on the front row.
Drivers, to your cars.
Next on track, he's back. Season 3 champion. It's Horkler in the 48, who did not enter in a single race last season. He did race the full season in season number 11 until he called it quits, but then he decided to come back for the Daytona 500. This is the only race Horkler is expected to start. He has no plans to race beyond this race. But of course, you never know. Maybe we'll see him again later. So Knifely Motorsports, only with 3 full-time cars this season. Car number 48 will not run the full season. So they have gone down to a 3-car team with the 5, 24, and 88. They wanted to field the 48 full-time, but they said that they could not find a driver worthy of driving that car full-time, so they decided to make it part-time and kind of just watch the rookies in the National Series and figure out who to put in the 48 full-time in season number 13. So Horkler is locked in because he won the championship in season 3, and also the car that the owner's points was in the top 30 in this car last season. We'll see if he can beat Matthew's time of 49.171 coming across the line. 49.478. So that's going to put him in 4th place.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
On track next is Weidenhoft in the 37. Sponsored by Geometry Dash. He missed last season's Daytona 500. He attempted to make it but did not make it. He must race his way in again. Trying to make his first Daytona 500 start, but did run the full season last season, so he is not a rookie. Although he would be a rookie in the Daytona 500 if he were to make it in. We'll see how this car number 37 does today and in the duels on Thursday. The team now, Rob Top Racing, was formerly R3 Motorsports. They've gone down to a one-car team because Costanza left the team and has gone to Donato Ray Racing instead. So Weidenhoff now on his own, single car team. He will complete his first lap and now for his final time lap. So here's the deal, we're going to run 25 cars in total, so we're going to stop after Clayton, who we have Shank next and then Clayton afterwards. And then we will take a bit of a 15 to 20 minute break before doing the last 20 cars. Weidenhoff crosses the line, 50.379. That's going to put him in position number 15. Correction, that will put him in position number 16.
Drivers, to your cars.
So we got Shank on track next in number 24 in this car. Not really sure what the deal is. He struggled in practice and the clash last night. He experienced an engine issue. They had to replace that engine before the clash, and then he just found him didn't have any speed in the clash. Had a hard time, especially in the second half of the race, being able to stay with the leaders. So they worked on this car last night. We'll see how it runs today. He is the season 9 and 10 Daytona 500 winner, so we expected him to be one of the best when it comes to qualifying, possibly a pole sitter. But of course we have no idea because this car has had its issues already 2 times yesterday. But Matthews 49.171 is the time to beat. Finishing his first lap, here he comes for his second lap. coming down the back straightaway. New sponsor, Poker Stars. And the new flames on the car. Looks pretty cool. Here he comes off of turn 4 to complete his time lap. And he beats Matthew's time 48.998. Under 49 seconds barely, but that puts him on the top of the board.
Drivers, to your cars.
Next on track is Clayton in the 63. Moved back to her own team, Clayton Racing, which that team only started the Daytona 500, but after that she went full-time to the 47 team where she ran the rest of the season. And now back to the 63, and that team planning on running the full season. They also have an entry in the truck series, but it will not be ran by her. So she was a rookie last season, running the full season again. And this will be the last car until our until our 15 to 20 minute break. So the standings yet to update, but is Schenk now on the pole with Matthew in second. Completes lap 1, and now on lap 2. So just you wait, we're just getting started. Remember, this is in reverse order of practice speeds from yesterday. So we expect to have a ton of, and you can just see the names there on the bottom of the leaderboard. We'll have a ton of big drivers being able to contend for the pole later on. But meanwhile, it's Clayton's turn. She's coming off of turn 4 to complete her lap. Oh, thank you for that notification. I did not know that. Thank you. 49.497. Good lap for her. That's going to put her in. It's going to put her in 6th place. So we'll be back in 15 to 20 minutes for our final 20 cars to qualify.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Hello and welcome back to Daytona 500 qualifying. Currently Shank and Matthew sit on the front row, but we've still got the fastest 20 cars from yesterday's practice yet to go. On track now is Rigsby in the 27. Same team, same sponsor. They changed car numbers to 27 as M&M's Racing with Lacko took over to number 3. Austin, who was the number 27 for this team last season, will not run full-time in any series actually, but he will run a partial schedule with this team in the National Series. Rigsby also will run some of those races. Rigsby and Austin both will share the number 2 car in the National Series, and Flintstone will drive the car in the Daytona opener. So Rigsby still looking for that first career win. He started back in season 9, 10 maybe. Not entirely sure. But here he comes off turn 4. Will he beat Shank's 48.998 lap time? .089. That's going to put him on the front row in second.
Drivers, to your cars.
Next on track is Miller in the 11. Athletic Racing has gone down to a single car team as after Kagzinski left the team and went over to M&M's Racing. Still sponsored by Apple. They said they were lucky to be able to continue that sponsorship as they almost didn't want to sign with this team, but they decided to do it at the last minute. Miller coming to begin his second time lap. Made the playoffs last season in the last race at Richmond. He won that race. He would not have made it otherwise. This team knows how hard it is to get into the playoffs now. They're going to push extra hard. They're going to give it 110%, especially now that they lost their best driver, Kagzinski. You know, they lost sponsorship with Bass Pro Shops. But they're looking on the bright side. They say, we only have one car now. We can focus on this one car put all of our focus on one car rather than dividing it by two. Miller 49.903. That's going to put him pretty far back in position number 14. So not the best qualifying effort for Miller. That team's going to have a lot of work to do with the car throughout the week.
Drivers, to your cars.
Bray on track now. He is not locked in, so he must race his way in. Here's how it's decided whether you are locked in or not. All cars must meet at least one of the following qualifications. They either must be a reigning series champion, they must, or a past Daytona 500 winner. Those are the two, like, rare ones. Like, it's hard to have one of those. But the other two, either the driver must have finished top 30 in points last season, or the team, the car in owner's points, must have finished top 30 in points last season. And so Bray did not meet any of those qualifications, therefore he must race his way into the 500. He has shown a bit of strength actually in the Daytona races. He did pretty good in the Daytona night race last season, and I believe the season before that as well. So a good qualifying lap definitely will help secure your spot into the 500. And here he comes off turn 4. We'll see where Bray stands. 49.434, that's going to put him in 6th place. Good qualifying lap for Bray.
Drivers, to your cars.
On track next is Yates in the 5. Season 9 champion. He's been a rookie since season 5. Did not win any races last season. In fact, he was pretty angry about how last season went for him. Complained that the team put all their focus on the 48 and the 88 and none at all on the 5 or the 24. So he did write that complaint to the team owner, but he is back to this team. And so we'll see if they deliver and put equal attention in their 3 cars now, which is, I said earlier, now it was 4 cars, now down to 3 cars. Although they will have 4 cars entering the Daytona 500. Car number 48 will race the 500 but will not run full time, will not run the full schedule. thankfully the reigning driver, the past driver of the number 48, now the team owner for this team. So we'll see how he does as an owner, as Yates completing his second lap. He did win the Daytona 500 pole before. We'll see if he can do it again. Coming across the line, 48.807, and that's going to put Yates to the top of the board.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
On track next, this is our final Rookie of the Year contender to qualify. This is our final car not locked into the Daytona 500 to qualify. It is Simpson in the 46. That is a new team, Eskimo Motorsports, teammates with the number 41 of Simon, who currently sits in 5th place, had a good qualifying lap. So we'll see how Simpson does. Off turn number 4, Simpson going to begin his second lap now. Must race his way into the 500, meaning. So how it works, I said it already before, but I'll say it again. Points are awarded based on where you qualify today, and points are also awarded based on duel finishes, not like season points, but just Daytona 500 points. And after the duels, whoever has most points gets in. Well, we have 18 drivers. The top 13 get in, and the other 5 will not make the Daytona 500. Simpson off turn number 4. .389, and he beats his teammate by 0.03 of a second, puts himself in 5th place. Great qualifying run for that rookie.
Drivers, to your cars.
Hammock is on track next. This will be his 3rd season. still yet to win a race, sponsored by Dollar General. Yeah, still yet to win a race. Came close a lot of times. But we'll see if this season will be the one for him to grab that first career win. Here he comes through 3 and 4. .807 lap time set by Yates is the one to beat. Here comes Hammock off of turn number 4. .637. Not the best lap. That's going to put him in 12th place. So of course not terrible, but it could have been better.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Bywater is going to be the next one to post time. He is only scheduled to run the Daytona 500 in the Cup Series this season. He will run the full National Series schedule with Young Life Racing. But here he is. He actually is the 4th entry. He's the 4th entry into Donato Bray Racing. And he won a race with Young Life Racing last season. It was their first career win. It happened at Bristol. And it put him in the playoffs. So a pretty good season for Bywater. Came close in the second Bristol race also. Was gonna win until a very bad time caution came out and ruined his race. Bywater begins his second lap. His teammates currently Bray in 8th place, Donato in 18th place. Costanza still yet to go. He will go soon. Bywater coming across the line. 48.908 second for Bywater. That's going to put him on the front row as of now.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Apologies for that short delay. Had to answer the phone. And we are getting down to the wire. We have 13 cars yet to go. Smith in the 6, who won the pole not too long ago. I believe it was like season 10, something like that. He won the pole, and now on track. We'll see if he can do it again. 48.807 is the time to beat. Smith completes his first lap, and now undergoing his time lap, 48.807 time to beat. This is looking like a pretty good lap. We'll see if he can put himself on the top, and in fact maybe be able to hold himself up there. Smith comes across the line, 48.506, goes to the top by 0.3 of a second. Great qualifying lap for Smith in the 6, but we still have 12 really fast cars yet to go.
Drivers, to your cars.
Lacko in the 3 is on track now. And that looks like Helmenthaler's paint scheme from last season. It is now Lacko's. Of course, got caught car number 3. Good wrench sponsorship to obviously represent Dale Earnhardt Sr. And Helmenthaler's Wrangler car also does that as well. So you may be wondering why I have the taskbar on the left side of the screen, and that's because so that I can have access to that done button down there. So standings still get to update. Smith is fastest right now. 48.506. Beat Yates by 0.3 of a second. That's quite a margin. So we have Lacko, our reigning Daytona 500 winner, on track right now. And we'll see if he can top his teammate Smith. M&M's racing. Smith, Lacko. We'll have Helmentaler. He'll be the last one to go, and Kagzinski will be one of the last ones to go. Kagzinski is the reigning Daytona 500 pole winner. Lacko coming through 3 and 4. Let's see where this number 3 car will stand. Will he top his teammate Smith? 48.506. 49.506. Exactly 1 second slower. And that's actually going to put him all the way down in 13th place. Pretty surprising, actually.
Drivers, to your cars.
Set Gast on track next. Rookie of the Year winner a season ago. Got rid of those yellow stripes on the back of the car to indicate he is no longer a rookie. He is now a veteran. Daytona 500 last season was his first career start and finished in the top 5. That was a great race for him. Honestly, it was almost looking like he could have possibly won it last season, but could not stay with Lacko, and Coatney ended up finishing second. Both him and his teammate Adams were really strong in the Daytona 500, both finishing in the top 5 as rookies. We'll see if Set Gas has anything for Smith or Yates to put himself on the front row. Top 2 will lock in their starting spots. Set Gas storming down the back straightaway. This could be it. This could be a really fast time. After this car, we'll be down to 10 to go. .873 third for Set Gast.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
On track next is yesterday's class winner, Simeon in the 2. Great race for him. 7 Toyotas were in the race. They all finished in the top 8. But it was Simeon in the Ford able to hold off all 7 of them and grab that win. It was his first time going to victory lane in Daytona. We'll see how he compares to Smith and Yates. Currently a Toyota and a Toyota and a Chevrolet on the front row. And we'll see how this Ford compares to them. Simeon begins his second lap, coming through 1 and 2. Here he comes. Can yesterday's class winner grab the top spot for Daytona 500 qualifying? Off turn number 4, coming back to the line. 48.506 time to beat. 49.128. And that's going to put him in the 7th spot.
Drivers, to your cars.
Two-time Daytona 500 winner, 5-time series champion, 2-time All-Star race winner. This man just has it all. Here he comes. It's McGuckin in the 23. Has never really had much success when it came to Daytona 500 qualifying. He's always struggled at this. But we'll see how he does this time. Single car team, McGuckin Racing. Smith and Yates the top 2. We'll see if McGuckin can grab himself a front row starting spot. coming down the back straightaway is McDuckian. He has actually never started on the front row in the Daytona 500. In season 12, he started way in the back, but ended up winning the race. Here he comes, McGuckian. Will he do it? 49.225. That's going to put him back in 10th place.
Drivers, to your cars.
Coatney on track next in the 39. Finished second in the Daytona 500 twice in a row. Last season and the season before. Does not want to do that again. He wants to finish one spot higher than he has the last 2 seasons. And we'll see if he can do that in 1 week from now. But for now, it's qualifying. By the way, tomorrow join us for truck practice, where I will be a part of that, yes. I'm going to actually take a seat in my own truck and drive laps around the track. That's going to be fun. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to wreck. So, don't want to miss that. See if Coatney has anything for Smith and Yates. Going to complete his first lap and start his second lap. Coatney off of turn number 4. We'll see if he has anything. Looking pretty good. 48.74724. That's going to put him on the front row. Second for Coatney.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Costanza, now sponsored by Club Penguin Island, was previously sponsored by Mountain Dew, and Club Penguin Island used to be Sant'Anastasio's sponsor. He has changed teams from Rob Top Racing over to Donato Bray Racing. That man has been actually switching teams quite a lot, but still with car number 30. That's been his number. So Coatney currently second. The standings have not yet updated. Costanza, a bit of an underdog. Had a great practice speed yesterday, obviously. We'll see if he has anything for these top dogs. Costanza coming to begin his second lap. We'll see how he does against the big boys. Underdog team, and Costanza has always been underdog. Has not won a race yet. He's only been a rookie for a couple. He's only been full time for a couple of seasons, but it doesn't stop him. Obviously, I mean, he's not like a really big underdog. Like, he's probably definitely in the 20th to 30th place range. Costanza off of turn number 4 comes across the start finish line. 49.706. That's going to put him in 22nd place.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
On track now, it's the reigning series champion, Franklin. He won the Daytona night race last season, and we expect him to be a really big contender for the front row, possibly the pole. And he had just a great season last season. Franklin begins his second lap. 48.506 is the time to beat. Storming through 2. Now down the back straightaway. Can Franklin do it? Off of turn number 4. .759, third. So close to making the front row for Franklin.
Drivers, to your cars.
On track now is Benjamin, and don't underestimate this guy. Season 5 Daytona 500 winner. New manufacturer, along with his teammate Matthew. They've gone from Chevrolet to Toyota. He's won Daytona 500. He's won Talladega a couple of times. This man definitely knows how to get around these tracks. And we'll see if Benjamin will have anything for the top dogs. He is a bit of an underdog, but we'll see. We'll see if he has anything for the top guys today. Coming off turn 4 to begin his second lap. Benjamin coming through 3 and 4. .506 for the pole, 48.724 for second, 49.387, and that will put him in 13th.
Drivers, to your cars.
Up next is our reigning Daytona 500 pole winner, Kagzinski. Can he go back-to-back, coming to the line to begin his qualifying effort? won the pole last season, ended up 5th in the race. And he will have Lacko's colors from last season, M&M's. The team is actually now named M&M's Racing. As he moves over to that team after being in Athletic Racing last season. And we'll see how he does in this new team compared to Athletic Racing. M&M's Racing is certainly one of, if not the best team out there. So definitely a very big step for Kagzinski. Here he comes to finish his first lap and begin his second lap. Smith still on top with 48.5 seconds. Will Kagzinski beat that and put himself on the pole for the second time in a row? It is currently a Toyota first, a Ford second, and a Chevrolet third. And here comes Kagzinski off turn 4, coming to the start-finish line. Will he have anything for the front row, or the pole, that is? 49.28, and that's going to put him in either 13th or 14th. I don't remember what Benjamin got. So not even the top 10 for Kagzinski.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
We are down to just 3 cars to go. Adams was definitely fast in practice, and definitely fast in the duel, or not in the duel, but in the clash last night. Coming to the line, last season it was Bass Pro Shops when it was sponsored by Kagzinski. That started on the pole. Can he bring Bass Pro Shops on the pole for the second time? Adams was a rookie last season. He was able to get his first career win. He did not make the playoffs, but he was able to win the playoff race at Texas. And we'll see how Adams does. Smith currently still fastest, Coatney second. Let's see if he can knock anyone off the front row and put himself in it instead. On his second lap, coming off of turn 2. New car number, by the way, for Adams, but still the same team. New sponsor also, obviously. I already mentioned that. Samuel Adams, the beer is not on the car anymore. But here comes Adams off of turn number 4. Does he have anything for the front row? This kid is strong, but is he strong enough? 49.9, or no, 49.067, eighth for Adams.
Drivers, to your cars.
We are down to the final 2 cars. Flinchum in the 29, and then we'll finish it off with Helmenthaler in the 13. Flinchum, season 7 Daytona 500 winner. He's won it all. He's won the class, he's won the duels, I'm not sure if he's won the class before, but I know he's won the duels and he's won the night race at Daytona. He's also won several races at Talladega. This guy just knows how to restrictor plate. We'll see if he has anything for the front row. He has become a little bit of an underdog. Hasn't really been much of a contender recently in the past couple of seasons. Flinchum has been in it the whole time. He's been here since season 1. Has never left. We'll see if Flinchum, as he begins his second lap, has anything for the front row. If he does not grab the first spot here, then Smith will confirm at least a front row spot. Here he comes off turn 4. Does he have anything for the front row? 49.335. That's going to put him in 15th.
Drivers, to your cars.
Here we go. It all comes down to this. Helmenthaler in the 13. He was the fastest in yesterday's practice. Smith is locked into the front row. And just has to get by this car for Smith to start on the pole. Can Helmenthaler do it? Takes the green flag. Helmenthaler was a rookie not too long ago. Actually started on a very underfunded team with no sponsors. But he ended up getting some pretty impressive finishes. And so M&M's Racing signed him the next season. This is his fourth season, his third season with M&M's Racing. And now it's all down to him. Can he grab that Daytona 500 pole? He's got to beat 48.506, the lap time his teammate put down. Here he comes. Can he get himself into the front row? 48.827, fifth for Helmenthaler. Just give me 1 second. And there it is. Helmenthaler did not make it. It will be Smith on the pole for the Daytona 500. Coatney second. Those two have locked in the front row. This is Smith's second Daytona 500 pole. Coatney will start on the outside row. And then we got Franklin, Yates, Helmenthaler rounding out the top 5. Setgas 6th, Bywater 7th, Schenk 8th, Adams 9th, and Rigsby 10th. You can see the rest of the times on the right side of the screen there. By the way, apologies for the text was still on the screen during that last qualifying run. I did not realize that was my fault. Hopefully it wasn't too annoying. It's probably distracting, but Simpson and Simon 18th and 19th, they are the two fastest that are not locked into the 500. And so for those who are not locked into 500, they will earn points. And so we'll go ahead and tell you how many points everyone gets. Sun gets 1 point. Moore and Lothair will each get 2. Agelli and Hudson each get 3. Santanastazo and Weidenhoft each get 4. Arroyo and Krebs each get 5. Wasserbog and Rue each get 6. Ridenauer will get 8. Sharp will get 9. And Flynn will get 10. Combs will get 11. Bray will get 13, and both Simon and Simpson will get 14. So they will also, points will add to that based on where they finish in the duels. And that will decide who makes the race and who doesn't. And it will also decide the rest of the lineup for Daytona 500. This is just the duel lineup. Everyone who qualified in odd number position will be in duel number 1. And everyone who qualified in even number will be in number 2. But for Smith and Coatney, no matter what happens in the duels, they will start on the front row. Congratulations to Smith on the pole and Coatney for the front row spot. Tomorrow we've got truck practice. But if you want to know when the next cup event will be, that will be Wednesday. We'll have a practice, and then Thursday will be the duels. And of course the Daytona 500 on Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow for the truck series practice.